Welcome to Pre-Qualify and Check Clearance training. Pre-qualify for ICW Group's risk appetite or check clearance to see if your account has a prior submission in SNAP. In this training demonstration, we'll review the intuitive web-based features of SNAP that let you work smarter and faster, speeding up the pre-quoting process to reduce unnecessary entry. You'll learn how to pre-qualify a draft or uploaded submission in order to check ICW Group's risk appetite for selected submissions classes of business and payroll. SNAP's Pre-Qualify feature is available on submissions where the insured's primary state of operations is located in these selected states. Learn how to check clearance on any submission before completing the entry process. The check clearance function is available on all submissions regardless of coverage states. And you'll see how SNAP lets you speed up the pre-quoting process by offering both pre-qualify and check clearance at the same time for your submission. You can enter submissions into SNAP by uploading from your agency management system through Vertafore or Applied. You can also use SNAP's embedded Accord upload process or the new submission function to directly enter your submission into SNAP. For either a direct entry or an uploaded submission, you can use pre-qualify and check clearance before or during the application creation process. When you enter the minimum field requirements, you'll receive an immediate on-screen message if the submission meets ICW Group's risk appetite or is a match for an existing submission. This can save you valuable entry time when you know in advance that a submission may not meet ICW Group's risk appetite or that an insured already has a prior submission in SNAP. To check pre-qualification or clearance of a direct entry submission, first start by clicking New Submission. The New Submission window opens and requires the insured name and a selection for the effective date. To pre-qualify or check clearance on this direct entry submission, click the Pre-Qualify Check Clearance button. While this checkbox is available for you when uploading an Accord PDF, the data you enter for pre-qualified check clearance is replaced with the uploaded application. The pre-qualified check clearance window opens and requires the selection of either pre-qualify and/or check clearance. The features can be used separately or together in one step. Checking the box for pre-qualify displays the minimum fields for this feature. Required fields are indicated with a red asterisk. Remember, you may select one or both actions. In this example, we'll select both. Just like pre-qualify, you can check clearance on any submission at any time before it's submitted. The check clearance option determines if there are submissions with similar characteristics already in SNAP. Checking the box for check clearance displays or adds the minimum fields for this feature. When you enter and verify the insured's FEIN, NCCI, and state bureau numbers on your direct entry submission, then SNAP will use this information when checking clearance against other submissions. Select FEIN to open an entry field. We'll enter the submission's FEIN number. The Federal Employer Identification Number for the insured's entity must be exactly 9 digits with no dashes or spaces and must not be all nines or all zeros. To check clearance, SNAP searches for another submission with an effective date plus or minus 90 days from the date you entered with a matching FEIN. Next, we'll enter the required fields to pre-qualify the submission. We'll start with the 2-character state code. Enter a class code and select the applicable description for the insured. We'll enter the required zip code and remuneration data. To add additional class code rows, use the plus button in the blue header bar. SNAP makes it easy to locate the correct classification of the business. If you don't know the class code number, start typing part of the description in the Select a Code field. Find the description you need and click it to populate the class code on the screen. Complete all remaining mandatory fields, and the Next button is ready for you to proceed. SNAP will begin to evaluate your submission information for the pre-qualify and/or check clearance options you selected. The results are displayed based on the options you selected for pre-qualify and/or check clearance. For the check clearance options, Snap will let you know immediately what the current clearance status is on the submission based on your entry. For pre-qualify options, you'll see ICW's estimated manual premium and receive immediate confirmation of your submission's eligibility. After reviewing the results, you can select an option for continuing. If your submission doesn't qualify and you don't wish to continue, click Cancel to quit the submission without completing the application. Or you can choose to click the Create Application button to continue with the entry and submit the application for a formal declination notice. The back button returns you to the screen with your prior entry for any corrections or updates. You can use this option if you initially selected only one action item, such as pre-qualify, and you now want to continue checking the submission for check clearance. If your submission qualifies, selecting Create Application saves all the data and processes the current entry as a draft submission. The General Information screen opens for continued entry. After completing the application, submit the account to underwriting. When you select Create Application to continue, your entry opens in draft status for you to continue entry on the submission using the application screen. For more details on direct entry of a submission, see the Snap Instant Quote training module. Information entered on the pre-qualified check clearance screen carries forward to the application and saves you entry time. You may also simply close the submission and return to it later. It'll be saved with the status of draft. We strongly recommend you check clearance again before beginning new entry work or whenever you change the insured's FEIN, NCCI, or state bureau numbers. You may also check clearance on any draft submission at any time before it's submitted. The Check Clearance button is available in the Actions drop-down. You can check clearance or pre-qualify for any draft submission, and Snap will let you know immediately the current clearance status on the submission based on your entry. Don't forget to complete the rest of the application and submit to underwriting. In this training demonstration, we reviewed the features of pre-qualify and check clearance on direct entry and uploaded submissions that help speed the pre-quoting process to reduce unnecessary entry. Pre-qualification checks ICW Group's risk appetite for selected submissions, classes of business, and payroll. You can check clearance again before beginning new entry work, or whenever you change the insured's FEIN, NCCI, or state bureau numbers. This feature is available on all submissions, regardless of coverage states. Snap helps you speed up the pre-quoting process by offering both pre-qualify and check clearance at the same time on either a direct entry or uploaded submission. We hope this video answered your questions. If you still need assistance, we're happy to help. See our Snap resource area for additional videos and guides at icwgroup.com/snap or simply call your ICW Group Business Development Underwriter. Thanks for watching.